Again?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay. I was told by a voice on the phone that I needed an access code to get through, and I don't have the access code, but I got through anyway.
Good work. Let me introduce Ryan is here with us also. I'll let him say hello.
Good evening, Mr. Joel. This is Ryan Benegali from Colorado College. Thank you so much for joining us for this keynote conversation as part of the Billy Joel Conference, Public Musicology Conference at Colorado College. We're really appreciative that you can join us.
Thanks, Ryan. Good to talk to you. I probably sound a little funny. I had what's called endoscopic sinus surgery 2 weeks ago, and I'm still recovering from it, so it sounds like I've got a cold or a stuffed up nose. I do have a stuffed up nose, but it's not a cold. So if I sound a little funny, now you know why.
All right, well, we'll put that right in the record for you.
Okay, thank you.
So what we've done here is we solicited questions from the folks who were giving presentations during the conference. We did that a couple weeks ago. And so we thought we might start with some of the questions that they were hoping we could ask and see where the conversation goes from there.
Okay, sure, fire away.
All right. So the first one, when you and I last spoke at your beautiful home on Center Island, we spent a lot of time talking about classical composers, and you were playing some Beethoven on the piano for me and relating that to your music. And so I thought I might start there with classical music because one of our presenters had, I don't know whether he conducted it or whether he read about it, but an informal poll of 18-year-old college students that found that many of them had never heard of Ludwig van Beethoven. And considering how much time we spent when you and I spoke on that, I was wondering if that sort of thing troubled you, or what your thoughts are on kind of the role of Beethoven in classical music today.
Well, I mean, whether it's Beethoven or another composer, older music, I hesitate to use the term classical music because classical actually defines an era between the Baroque era and the Romantic music era, but it all falls under the title of classical music, I guess. It's troubling that there's a lot of people who are that age that don't know Ludwig van Beethoven. They may have heard some of the thematic work of Beethoven. I'm sure mostly everybody's heard Beethoven's Fifth, or the Moonlight Sonata, or Fur-Elise, or the Ninth Symphony, and I can understand why there is not a lot of knowledge about it, because it's very hard to find that kind of music on the radio anymore. It used to be, every other radio station would play that kind of music. And now it's sort of isolated to these kind of funny hippie stations here and there, and like a college radio station or an obscure, radio program. It's not it's broadcast as much as it used to be, so it's not surprising that a lot of younger people don't know anything about it. They haven't been exposed to it, they have never heard it. And I try to find classical music when I'm in my car, and I can never find it. Once in a while, if the atmospheric conditions are right at a certain time of night, I'll pick up, hey, there's a classical station, because that's really the only kind of music I like to listen to anymore. And I have a hard time. You don't hear jazz anywhere anymore. And classical is kind of going along the same route. It's just difficult to find. I think people are missing a lot by not hearing. I think it's very enriching. It's very well-written music. It's good for the soul. And it's a lot of it's genius, and it's available to hear, but it's just not broadcast enough.
Can I ask a question to kind of relate to that in classical music realm? Because everyone here knows your work with the Fantasies and Delusions, and I was just curious if you know, if this impulse and your desire to kind of listen to classical music more frequently, is that manifesting your continual creative output? Do you think there'll be more classical Billy Joel?
Well, I really never stopped writing music. I just stopped writing in song form. I think back in the late 90s, I started to write some pieces as I usually do. I always wrote the music first anyway, which is kind of a backwards way of songwriting. The traditional way to write a song was to set some words that were written or a poem to music. I do it the other way around. I actually write the music first, and then I fit words on top of the notes. Kind of a torturous way to compose songs, but that's how I always did it. I would always kind of be intrigued by what I wrote musically and say, okay, what is this saying to me? Why did I write this? What is inherent in the music? What should the words be? What's the code in this music? What is it saying? And that's how I would write. So, like I said, in the late 90s, I suppose, beginning to write what I thought would be a song, and I was so intrigued by what I wrote just as music that I left it. I thought, this doesn't need words. This is actually saying what words would say as notes. It's called the Soliloquy on a Separation, and I wrote it about my daughter, who was living, actually she was living in Colorado at the time when I wrote it. Her mom and I had divorced, and my daughter, who was pretty young at the time, maybe 7 years old, was living up in Telluride, and I missed her terribly, and I was looking forward to visiting with her, and the music I started to write was based on a theme that's a phrase, we say goodbye, and then I watch as you leave. She would leave my house, and I would feel pretty low watching my kid leave when she was very young. And it's on the Fantasies and Delusions album, and it's called Soliloquy on a Separation.
So, talking about composing, one of the issues that's come up a couple times during this conference has been use of major keys and minor keys, and when you would hint at minor or hint at major, or compose in such a way that's ambiguous. And I'm wondering if you might be able to share some thoughts about when you might tend towards a minor sonority or a major sonority, or mix them.
Well, I happen to like variation in music. The thing that started to kind of bother me about pop music and rock and roll in general was that there weren't enough changes. People would write a progression, a 3-chord, 4-chord progression, even more, and then repeat it over and over again. And after the second or third time they went through that particular progression, I was kind of impatient to hear something different. Okay, give me something else. I like variation. I like loud and soft. I like sweet and sour. I like major and minor, and I like the ambiguity in between. So I suppose I'm just doing it for my own enjoyment when I write. I don't have to repeat myself too much. I was told once by a great songwriter, Sandy Kahn. He said, don't fall in love with what you've written so much that you beat the hell out. I think it's important to make a statement, maybe make the statement again, maybe with just a little variation in it, and then go somewhere else, and then come back to it if you like it that much. It's not a bad idea to miss something once in a while. How can I miss you if you won't go away?
Can I ask in that same direction? So I think most of the people gathered here today know that pop songs, certainly they've got a verse and chorus, and back and forth between the verses and choruses, and then oftentimes songs will have a bridge. And I was wondering if you might talk about that, in the vein of what you were just saying. How do you approach composing a bridge to kind of get away from what you're doing and then come back to it in this mode of variation?
Well, I think in pop music, that particular form of having a verse, and a chorus, and then a bridge, is a form of sonata form. It's called sonata form, which was popularized by Mozart and Schubert. I think Schubert actually kind of invented the modern song form. He wrote similar to the way a songwriter would write his pieces. And there's reiteration, there's a little variation, but there's a theme that runs through it that's memorable. And then you keep returning back to that. I don't know, I guess it's a kind of a classical way of writing, but I grew up taking piano lessons when I was a little kid. Started learning, the basic piano pieces of the classical composers when I was very, very young, and I was really kind of enchanted by it. This is a form of magic. This is great. It was really a delight to do. Until I had to keep practicing every day to try to become a virtuoso pianist, which I knew I wasn't going to be. I was not going to try to be Vladimir Horowitz. I wanted to have fun, and a lot of times when you're reading other people's notes, it's not necessarily all that much fun, unless you're a whiz at it. It's a learning process. But I don't know, there's something to that kind of music which resonates, which is still true to this day. If you wrote a great theme, and you know how to do variations on it, and you know how to go away from it, and you know how to return to it, it's very pleasing to people. For some reason or another, it always rings true.
Are there particular songs or particular piano pieces that you remember studying or enjoying, or perhaps you still return to for fun?
You're kind of breaking up here.
Oh, I'll try again. Are there particular pieces or particular songs that you remember studying and enjoying, and perhaps that you return to today for fun?
Yeah, when I go over to the piano and I'm going to just play to play, I usually play something classical. I play some Mozart. I'll play some Clementi or Kuhlau. Those pieces they just really hold up really well. Beethoven, a little more complex, a little more technique involved. You got to remember, when these guys were writing these things, they didn't have what we know now as a modern piano. They had a clavier, which was some type of some primitive keyboard. I couldn't believe how bad the keyboards were that these guys were writing their music on. I went to Europe, and I went to this guy's house and that guy's house, and I tried to play the piano, and it was horrendous. Wow, these guys are really good to write what they wrote on these chunky keyboards, harpsichords and clavichords. They're difficult to play. There's not a lot of expression in them. So they had to be really good as composers to write what they did on these primitive instruments. Once in a while, still sit down and play the Moonlight Sonata, because it's such an emotional piece of music, and it's so satisfying to hear it. And then I kind of fake stuff. I don't even read music anymore. I don't know if people are aware of that. I never really learned how to sight read. I got to a point, I took lessons for 12 years, and when I was about, 16, I stopped trying to play the notes on the paper. I kind of rebelled. That's it. I've had it. I don't want to play anybody else's music anymore. I want to write my own. And I picked up stuff by ear. Sometimes having a good ear can be a detriment to learning how to read music, because you rely on your ear rather than your eye. And I'm trying to think, other pieces that I like to play to this day. I like so many different kinds of music. It's crazy. I like Tchaikovsky, I like Rachmaninoff, I like Debussy, I love Chopin, I love Beethoven. I like the Beatles, you know, I like the Stones, I like Elton John, I like Procol Harum, I like the Police, I like a lot of music. I like Bill Evans, I like Dave Brubeck, I like folk music. There's so many kinds of music, I like it. Sometimes I'm in a quandary, you know, I like too many things.
I was wondering if you're talking about keyboards and the primitive instruments that some of your favorite composers composed on. Can you tell us a little about your different instruments over the years? Is there a particular keyboard or piano or type of instrument that you prefer?
Well, I started on piano. We had an old upright piano at my house on Long Island. I don't know, people might think I had a piano when I was a kid. I didn't. I had an old Lester upright. Lester was an American piano company that made pianos at the turn of the century. And you could pick them up for a couple $100, you know, when I was a kid. And my mom got a piano. And my dad was classically trained. He grew up in Nuremberg, Germany. And he had classical lessons. He was pretty good. And he would play that piano in our house, and I would walk over to it and bang on it. And my mom got tired of hearing me bang after a couple of years. Okay, enough of that. You're going to go take lessons. And she dragged me, kicking and screaming down the street to the piano teacher. And I started taking lessons. I started on piano, and I loved playing on a good piano. Once in a while, I'd come across a grand piano, whether it was in school or in a church or at somebody's house, and it was really a lot of fun to play a good instrument. And then when I joined the band, I was probably about 15 years old. They didn't really have keyboards like they have keyboards now. The electronic instruments back then were really primitive. There was one called the Magnus organ, which was essentially like a harmonica that you played with your fingers. It sounded like a sick cow. Then there were a couple other keyboards that came out in the 60s. There was a Vox organ, which the Dave Clark 5 used. And there was a Farfisa. But if you had some bucks, you could get yourself a Hammond organ. The popular one, you know, for a lot of years, for a lot of rock and roll bands, was the Hammond B3. And it was a couple of $1,000. When I was a teenager, a couple of $1,000 might as well have been a couple of $100,000. But I made a deal with the guy who was